walls that are 3 feet thick, building materials that are grown locally, finished with a mix of earth found right under your feet.
Old Main is our first building, and it's made out of straw bales and mud and has an enormous amount of labor in it. But it feels good.
Mud construction is commonly referred to in America as cob or adobe. It's an ancient method of creating shelter, dating back thousands of years and found on every continent. Thick, strong walls help keep cool air cool and warm air warm, making it popular in southern dry climates. But it's not seen much in the far north, where its insulation value is no match for the long, cold winters. Hunt Utilities Group looked to a second traditional building material, straw bales, in order to get the R value needed in a climate that commonly dips below zero for weeks at a time.
It's not hay, it's straw, and we had to learn that ourselves, actually. Hay has a lot of food value in it, and straw does not. So if you build your house out of hay, it's likely to be eaten by bugs and fungus and stuff like that. But if you build it out of straw, it lasts as long as wood does. Mostly insulation is trapped air that can't move. So straw is a bunch of hollow stems, and there's always air. It's inside the stems, and there's air in between the stems, and so most of it's trapped till you get the insulation value of air, basically. Our best estimate is the insulation value is about R50, and that's like twice as good as an average new house, and like 5 times better than an old house. What the mud plaster does is it seals it up airtight and makes it fireproof. The ultimate mix, according to the books, is about 70% sand and 30% clay, and then you add straw to taste, basically. And we made hundreds of test balls, about the size of baseballs. We'd make one and then we'd change the mix, make another one, change the mix. And turns out the book was right.
Old Main is 4,800 square feet of office and conference space. We use mostly passive solar heating, with standard double-pane windows facing south, and large overhangs to block the sun during the warm summer months. All backed up by in-floor heat, powered by electricity for those cold, cloudy days of January. Energy consumption averages out to just $89 a month for all electricity use, including heat as well as hot water, lights, and multiple computers running 40 hours a week. It far surpasses requirements for a Minnesota Green Star home. Building materials are inexpensive, but construction, it's labor intensive.
It may be the least practical to build on a commercial basis, but there's something about that artistry that goes into it. Once you get your hands in the mud, you just want to play. And that shows. That gives the building a personality, and everybody loves it.
Given walls made of mud, it became clear early on that the opportunities to enrich the building with sculptures was endless. Its Egyptian bathroom, written in hieroglyphics, is nothing short of story time with mud. It tells the story of Hunt Utilities Group and its mission, including the campus founders and their children. Although endless fun to create, HUG took its lessons from building Old Main into a different, more practical direction.
It'll never catch on amongst contractors. It's so much work. So we wanted to show that you can also make a highly energy efficient place out of stuff a contractor will use.
Next up for HUG's Resilient Living Campus was a 15,000 square foot industrial building that cost far less to heat and cool than the average Minnesota home, 1/10 its size.